That's a big job, would you? I mean, that is a massive job that he's got in his hands there. I think it's going to be a wee while before they're challenging where they want to be, and that's competing for the title and Champions League football again.
Now, let's move on to some transfer news because, Ali, I wanted to ask you a little bit about this next one. Manchester United to sign Lisandro Martinez. So they put a note out on their Twitter page to say an agreement has been reached. It's been confirmed by quite a few other people as well. June 2027 is the deal. I think it's got an extra year potentially to add on as well. He's from Ajax. And how tall? Let's say 5'7". 5'9". Well, took a couple of inches off him. No one likes that. 5'9" centre back. So, explain to me, Ali, as a. Now, how tall are you?
5'10" and a half.
Right, you're 5'10".
In my heels.
In half with your heels on. Tell me about how difficult it is to face some of the centre backs who are, for example, in the league. I'm trying to think of like a Dan Burn who is just monstrous, like a monstrously tall man. How difficult it is to face really tall centre backs, and then whether or not how much height comes into it if there is a centre back who's 5'10", because there's a lot being made of this at the moment.
Yeah, do you know something? I understand it, and it's obviously pretty topical, but it's whether he can play or not, to be brutally honest with you. And his timing, because I read his stats, and actually stats involving headed clearances look actually excellent. Pardon me, would you, to be honest with you. I looked at a wee bit of footage on him, funnily enough, last night, and he had one absolutely ridiculous header off the line. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's worth a look, actually. So, in answer to your question, yeah, well, I mean, if you're playing against Peter Crouch, for example, you'd fancy Peter Crouch all day, but at the same time, you'd fancy Peter Crouch against a 6-foot defender as well. So it'll be what it'll be. He can clearly play the game. Small centre backs. Franco Baresi wasn't tall, and he's probably the best centre back I ever played against. Him and Maldini and Costa Curta and boys like that. So height, yeah. It's important, but it's not a be-all and end-all. And I think Manchester United fans will probably be looking at his stats and been very optimistic and looking forward to the future, because he's obviously a very talented player, and he can defend. You know, he's got other qualities. Obviously, I'm not saying lack of height's not a quality, but he's got other things that will make up for that. As I say, it doesn't look as though it's hindered him in the past, and I wouldn't expect it to hinder him. How often, you know, the game's changed so much anyway, would you? Particularly at top level European football. Gone are the days, effectively, when the ball's punted up the park, diagonal balls. Most teams, for example, you look at Manchester City, they'll try and play through you. You know, so that will not be a problem for him at all, I don't think.
Here's some stats on him as well. This is from Up to Joe. Lisandro Martinez completed more passes per 90 than any player to play 10 or more games in last season's Eredivisie, 82.3 in brackets, while he also boasted the best aerial duel success rate of any player to contest over 100 aerials in the 2021-22 season competition. So they're saying he's an all-rounder. I like conversations like this because he's not even kicked the ball in the Premier League yet.
Yeah.
And the question.
And we've got him not making it because he's too small.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
it's nonsense.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing just how he'll do anyway, because I'm trying to think of other centre backs in the Premier League that aren't very tall. And I always remember thinking, when you look at Chelsea, I remember looking at Thiago and thinking he wasn't very tall, but then when you meet him in real life, he's actually much taller than you think he is. Yeah. But look, it's a good signing for them. They're excited about it. Arsenal were in for him as well. We wanted him. So look, congratulations to Manchester United. I saw an article saying, look, the rebuild starts from here. Ali, when you look at Manchester United and deals that are getting done, I imagine they'll be grateful that at least one's been done. The others in the mix.
100%. But that's a big job, would you? I mean, that is a massive job that he's got in his hands there, and he will need to be given a good bit of time. I mean, I think Manchester United fans this season will clearly look for improvement, and that goes without saying, but I think it's going to be a wee while before they're challenging where they want to be, and that's competing for the title and Champions League football again.
Yes, okay.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.